Hello everyone, me Barbara Cards in here, and it's finally back. Windows 10 Suck Series Part 2, and this time is about personalization. And Microsoft, they messed this up so bad. I mean, it was bad in Windows 8, but it's even worse now. It just shows how unpolished Windows 10 is. It just shows how lazy they truly were while designing this thing. You know, in an operating system, you want to be polished. You want every aspect to be good. But no, of course not. That would make too much sense. Microsoft literally put no effort at all into the personalization. It sucks. It sucks so much. So in this video, we're going to compare Windows 10 personalization, Windows 7 personalization, and Windows 98 personalization, and to see which one truly is the worst for personalization. We're going to do a test of 11 things and see which operating system will fail the most. Alright, so let's go into this. Number 3, the ability to change the Windows border colors. A lot of you may not think this is a big deal, but it actually is a big deal for a lot of people. So ever since the first version of Windows, Microsoft has always included this feature, and they've always improved it every single version of Windows. So with Windows 98, the amount of colors you have to choose from is 16,777,215. Basically, that's all the colors in MS Paint. If you open MS Paint right now, that's how many colors you have to choose from. Sounds like a lot, because it is a lot. Now with Windows 98, the improvement that they made was that you're able to pick 2 colors at the same time for the window border. Yeah, it may not sound like a big deal, but it actually is a big deal, because in total, the amount of combinations that you can actually have is huge. You can have 281 trillion, 474 billion, 976 million, 710,658 total combinations for the window border. That is a lot. It was great. With Windows 7 and Windows Vista, they improved that a ton. Now you still have, you have the Windows Classic theme, so you're able to pick from, how many themes you can have with Windows 98, but with Windows Aero, you're able to choose the transparency, you're able to choose the color intensity, and you have just so many options. In total, the total number for combinations is 562 trillion, 949 billion, 953 million, 421,312 different combinations you can have for the window borders. That is amazing, because you have, basically the way it works is like you have 255 options for each color, each different thing. So if you multiply all those together, you're going to get the total combinations for all the window bars. But with Windows 10, guess how many colors you can choose from? It isn't half as much. It isn't even a quarter as much. You only have to pick from 148 window colors. That's it. That is it. Now this is not counting, when you have a picture. You have the picture that matches the color of the window border or something. I'm talking about colors that you can actually freely pick. That is embarrassing. That is embarrassing. What you have instead of a color slider or picking from every single color, you have this page where you pick from, a tiny, tiny, tiny selection of colors. That is horrible. Absolutely horrible. So we went from having, being able to pick, 562 trillion different combinations of colors to 148. Let that sink in right now. Also, it's just one color. It is just one color. One color, that's it. Windows 98 at least gave you gradient and the option of having two colors at the same time. Windows 10 doesn't do that. It is pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. So, to be fair, in total you actually have, let's see, I think it's, the number right here is 33 million 55, wait no, 554,403 different colors you can actually have. However, you can't pick that many colors, you can only pick 148 different colors. That is so stupid and dumb. It's so dumb. You can't have transparency, you can't have any of that cool stuff. You can't even pick your favorite color. It is so stupid. Who thought that was a good idea? Really? Was it really that hard to say, oh yeah, you can pick every single color this operating system has to offer? But of course not. Do you know why? Because that would be too good. And of course they want to make Windows 10 as horrible as possible. It's just so stupid. So anyway, that's it for that. On to the next thing. So for the ability to change the window border colors, Windows 98, it passes. Windows 7, it passes. Windows 10 fails. It fails. It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. You're only allowed to choose from 148 colors? Really? Come on. Just come on. That's so stupid. With the previous versions of Windows, you were able to choose, oh, I don't know, billions of combinations. But here, 148. 148. Now, if you're okay with that, that's fine. But really, really, that is so stupid. So, so stupid. Oh my goodness. That is bad. That is so bad. So anyway, on to the next thing. Number 5. The ability to change the Windows theme. Oh yes, the Windows theme. And what I mean by this is like, going back to, previous themes of Windows, like the Windows Classic theme, the Windows 95 theme, that kind of stuff. So as for Windows 98, you can have your Windows 98 2 gradient theme, or you can have your Windows 95 just solid color theme. So it passes. Windows 7, although I would have liked it to include, the Windows XP theme with it, it still includes the Windows Classic theme, which is a very good theme. It also, each version of Windows has had the high contrast version theme, so I'm not even going to count that. So Windows 7 has the Windows 7 Aero theme, and it has the Windows Classic theme, which is very good to include all that stuff for people who actually like it. Windows 10, however, of course not. Of course not. It only includes the hideous Windows 10 theme. It's like, what is wrong with the Windows Classic theme? I know some people think it's ugly, but some people like it. Why did they remove it? It makes no sense at all. So you don't have the ability to change the Windows theme. It's so stupid. Why didn't they include this? Do you know why they didn't include it? Because it would look too good. That's why. That is their reasoning. Oh yeah, if something looks too good, that is unacceptable. We must remove that. We have to make everything look as ugly as possible. That's their thinking process behind this. So Windows 10 fails again in this aspect. Windows 7 passes and Windows 98 passes. On to the next thing. Number 6. The ability to change the sounds. So to a lot of people, this isn't a big deal, but then again, it's still a key point of personalization. So with Windows 98, you can change sounds to anything you want. You just have to make sure they're WAV files. So it passes. Windows 7, although the Windows 7 sounds aren't as good as XP or 98's, you can still do everything you could from back then. So it passes. Windows 10, you can change the sounds. However, there are key sounds that are missing. First thing is the startup sound. You have to enable that because it's disabled by default. And they were so lazy. They just recycled the Windows Vista startup sound again. Really? Really? So we've had the same startup sound since Windows Vista 7, 8, 8.1, and 10. That's 5 versions of Windows. Come on. It's just really, even little details like that. These just, you may think, oh, you're just nitpicking, but really, there's so many nitpicks that it does become an issue. And also, another thing, there's no logon sound. Why? Why is there no logon sound? It's just so stupid. Remember when you were younger and you went to a school computer lab or you just turn on your computer and you hear that Windows XP logon sound? You know, you don't notice it when it's there, but when it's not there, when it's missing, it feels so off. Something doesn't feel right. And that's the feeling you get with Windows 10. It just feels off. It doesn't feel right. And it's just like, why? Why would they get rid of something that literally no one complained about? Are they trying to save like a couple extra seconds on logon time? Who cares? It wasn't even a big issue back then. So why is it an issue now? It isn't an issue. It's just Microsoft being stupid again. Now, I really don't care if you can go into the registry and make it that it can play a logon sound. You shouldn't have to do that. It should be simple enough that the average user would hear a logon sound and a log off sound. It's just removing features like that. It adds up. Removing little features like that. It turns into a big issue. So Windows 10, it fails. It fails again. Oh my goodness. Now, on to the next thing. Number 7, the ability to change the transparency. So as we know, Windows 98 automatically fails in this aspect, so let's ignore that. So with Windows 7, they actually improved the transparency from Windows Vista, because in Windows Vista, when you maximize the window, the transparency would go away, which really, really sucked. So with Windows 7, they fixed that, and it looked so nice. It was amazing. So with the transparency, you could customize it in any way you would like. With the color intensity thing, let's say if you wanted to make it completely transparent, you could do that. Let's say if you wanted to make it half transparent, you could do that. And let's say if you only wanted to make it a little transparent, you could do that. It was a great feature. And in Windows 8, they took that all away, which was so stupid. What were they thinking to take that away? A lot of people really like that feature. So one of the most asked things that people were asking was, you should bring back transparency in Windows 10. So did Microsoft listen to that? Did they bring back transparency? Well, they kind of did. Let's go over that right now. So in terms of transparency, you have one option. Just one option to turn it on or off on the Start menu, Taskbar, and Action Center. That's it. Just really? And also, they're forgetting such a major point in this. The transparency of the windows. The title bars. When I wanted to make Windows transparent, that's the only part I really cared about. I mean, who cares if the taskbar is transparent? Who cares? It's not even that noticeable. The part that is noticeable is the window transparency, and that's the part they left out. Are they stupid? I mean, that's so stupid. How could they leave that out? That is such an important part of transparency, yet they leave it out. I mean, what was the thinking process behind that? I mean, are they trying to make everyone mad? Well, they're doing a really good job at it. I mean, how could they leave that out? How could they leave that out? That was such an important thing for transparency. It was the main point of Windows Glass. I mean, they must have did that on purpose. They had to have done that on purpose because anyone who can actually think would not have left that out. It's like, I keep on saying this again. There's no redeemable qualities. And also, you can only just turn it on or off. There's no color intensity thing. So you only have the option to have their transparency option, and that's it. I can't have it completely transparent. I can't have it halfway transparent. I can't have it only a little transparent. It's either their transparency or nothing. It is so stupid. There's no personalization in that. Absolutely none. Just one option when you had 255 options previously? Come on. That is so lazy. It's just, how could they mess something like that up so badly? So, Windows 10, in this aspect, it fails again. It fails because that is a joke. That is an absolute joke. That is not transparency. I don't even care. It's not complete transparency. You can't customize it. And you can't even have it on the Windows, which is the most important part of transparency. It sucks. Windows 7, it was amazing. Windows Vista, it was good, but it could have been better. Windows 8, they took it away. Windows 10, they just messed it up. So anyway, on to the next part. Number 11, and probably the most important aspect, the ability to make it look good. So Windows 98, it had a lot compared to Windows 95, so it passes. Windows 7, it improved so many things. It was amazing. It adds so much customization. So it excels in this aspect. So Windows 7 automatically passes. Windows 10, however, what do you think? Of course it fails. It fails in almost every aspect. It is beyond terrible in customization. I mean, it looks like it's made in MS Paint. It just shows how much effort they really put into how it looks. And people may be saying, oh, it looks good, but really, if Microsoft really wanted to impress everyone, they should have included Arrow, they should have included the XP theme, and they should have included, the terrible Windows 8 theme and their Windows 10 theme to please everyone. What's so difficult about that? I don't understand that. It's not difficult. Do you know why Microsoft does this? Because they try to be as terrible as possible. I mean, you saw the comparisons. Windows 98 destroyed Windows 10 in customization. Something from 1998 is better in customization than something from 2015. Everyone knows it should be the other way around. But no, of course not. Do you know why? Because that would make too much sense. Gee, just what is Microsoft trying to do? Trying to make the worst operating system possible? Well, they did a pretty good job at it. Because Windows 10, it's glitchy. It sucks. The start menu is bad. The privacy is bad. The personalization is beyond terrible. Other things that suck about Windows 10, it's just frustrating to use, really. I hate Windows 10. I hate Windows 10 more than Windows 8. I thought the Windows 8 customization was awful. Absolutely awful. When they got rid of the classic theme, I was like, what are they doing? What are they doing? But they prove everyone wrong again. They made it even worse. I don't know how that is possible. I mean, sometimes, I have to fix, laptops because, someone brings a laptop over with a ton of malware on it, and I see Windows 10. I instantly get mad because I know I had to go through all the stupid stuff that Windows 10 has to offer. I hate every aspect of Windows 10. No redeemable quality at all. Absolutely none. It's just, how? How does an operating system do so bad in every aspect? How? So overall, we're going to go through the overall results of the test from every Windows operating system, Windows 98 and up. And just so you know, even Windows 95, even Windows 95 does better than Windows 10. Oh my goodness. That is so bad. So overall for Windows 98, it gets a 10 out of 11. Windows 2000 and Windows ME, they both get 10 out of 11s. Windows XP gets a 10 out of 11. Windows Vista gets an 11 out of 11. It's actually the only operating system on this list that gets a perfect score because, it has the ability to have, moving wallpapers. And Windows 7 doesn't have that, which I really wish they didn't take that out of Windows 7, but to be honest, it's not a big loss. But anyway, Windows 7 gets a 10 out of 11. Windows 8 gets a 6 out of 11. Windows 10, I tried to be as lenient as possible. I tried to give Windows 10 as many points as possible in this test. However, it scores a 4 out of 11. It fails. It's terrible. It's ugly. It sucks. Just, what were they doing with this? Did they not have like graphic designers or anything? Did they just spend like 5 minutes in paint? Not even 5 minutes, like 2 minutes in paint and just say, yeah, this is perfectly acceptable. It's just so stupid in every single way. I mean, I could have made a better thing. Even I could have made a better thing in Microsoft Paint than what they did. Anyone could have. So anyway, this is my video on the Windows 10 personalization. It sucks. Never use Windows 10. And goodbye, everybody.